Hello everybody, I am here to talk about a band that I have just been really digging lately. I showed this album a couple videos ago, and one of the band members posted it on the Facebook page, and someone else had told me about it, so I went and checked it out and said, hey, you know, thanks for posting this, you're the best, love your music, blah blah blah. And Brian, his name, writes back just, hey dude, you know, I thought this was hilarious, I loved it, da da da. I friend him, he friends me, and we start talking. And we talk about the album, and he mentions this and that about it, and then sure enough, I asked if I could get a digital copy of the album. He said, yeah, no problem, but the digital version and the vinyl version are different. I was like, really? I was like, oh, I gotta hear this. And there are some big differences. So, in our talks, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna do a better review of your album. I'm gonna dedicate an entire video to just talk about it and do my best to be as honest and truthful about I can. But of course, I love the album, so yeah. This won't be brutal. But nonetheless, you can hear it in the background, I hope, if I shut up. So, band I'm talking about, Ayahuasca Dark Trip. Let me just first start out by saying how gorgeous the artwork is. I know I mentioned it last time, but that is just some beautiful, just dope-ass, trippy artwork. One thing I gotta say is that it's a pet peeve for me, but no writing on the spine. I guess it's not that big a deal, just, you know, I like to be able to see writing on my spines, but I can live with that. Showed this last time, but I will show it again. Came with a killer poster. Now, on to the album. 4 tracks on here. Utter gorgeous. Overall, I'd say space rock psychedelic madness. A bit on the heavy side, definitely some sort of doom metal feel to it. And at the same time, there's almost like a world element that's added into the music. Very cool. I'm going to break down this by song, which is probably the only way I know how to do it, because I don't really do formal reviews, so just bear with me here. But the opening track on the album, what we're listening to, Astral Sunset. Killer name to start off an album with, but Astral Sunset. Now, there is, as I said, differences between the vinyl and the digital version. On the digital version, there's almost, I want to say, a bit more instrumentation in there. Like, you could hear a flute that somehow disappears on the vinyl version. I don't know if that was intentional or it's just getting lost in the noise, but right there, the song has a heavy groove with some really heavy guitars. And on the vinyl, there's chants and almost like moans and inaudible, you know, vocal noises that isn't on the digital version. And it gives it, I don't know if you could hear it, but it's starting up. It gives it a much more spiritual essence to the song, if you would. You know, and I really like that because it brings that song up to the next level. It pumps it up a little bit, and it gives it that spaciness and edginess that wasn't on the vinyl version, or the digital version rather. It's the vinyl we're listening to. Duh. Oh, what else I should say? Brian, who I was talking with, is from Peru, and the last time I talked about this album, I had said that I thought they were like Dutch? No, because the names. Turns out they are a, how do you say it? It was a Dutch, American, Peruvian, Greek, Brazilian band. So you have people scattered all over the world coming together to make this album, which I think is just awesome. I mean, if that's not mixing ideas, I don't know what the hell else is. But on to the next track is Mind Journey, which is the namesake of the album, Mind Journey. Again, the digital version and the vinyl version, entirely different songs. The digital version of that song starts out with some like Eastern chanting going on, and then the guitar sort of picks up and mimics that chant, and it carries the song along, and it builds up to this big heavy metal sound. Then it fades off into sort of a space noise nothingness that, to me, it's too long. You know what I mean? It's too much. You know, it's sort of after, you know, the first couple minutes, you kind of get bored with it. Now, on the vinyl version, that song starts out entirely different. I mean, entirely different. It starts out with some killer organ work going on, then builds into this slow, heavy guitar that almost reaches reverb, and then boom, hits another note, and then again almost gets into that reverb feedback, and then boom, hits another note, and that sort of builds the song up until it fades down, and then the chants start up where it starts in the digital version. The chants come in, and the guitar kicks in following the chants, and then boom, hits real heavy, and then dies out. Gorgeous, perfect. I very much prefer the vinyl version of that song, Mind Journey. And again, there's other sort of chanting and moaning going on in the background that isn't present in the digital version, that just, again, gives it a spiritual edge that I really enjoy. So now we go on to side B. The digital version, they changed it around a bit. The digital version, the first song, or the third song rather, is Space Raga. On this, the third song is To the Holy Mountain. Now, with that being said, with the vinyl version, to end Space Raga, I think, is a much better choice. On the digital version, they probably also should have changed it around to end with Space Raga, but we'll get there first. First, let's talk about To the Holy Mountain. One of my flat-out favorite songs on the entire album. Has some of the best guitar work, hands down. Now, the vinyl version, and again, digital, changed it around a bit. Generally speaking, the same song, but when the song starts up, it starts with this beautiful sort of loop where they're playing it backwards, and the bass is there, very psychedelic, very trippy, and that goes on for a few minutes as an extended time of that. On the vinyl version, it's just that. The digital version, they had a guitar solo over that, which is really cool. I appreciated it. But when the song actually kicks in, it loses some of that punch. Because the guitar stops, then it's like, boom, there it was. And you sort of expected it to be there. As opposed to with the vinyl, where they took that guitar out, even though it's a killer guitar, when that change comes and the music kicks in and starts playing, you know, it has much more of an impact. And I appreciate that more. And the guitar solo they took from the front, they moved towards the back. Just some of the best guitar playing on the album. And the vinyl and the digital, I'm pretty sure they changed something up about it. I couldn't tell you what, but I know they changed the soloing around for the song. But I mean, Mind Journey, absolutely killer. Mind Journey, To the Holy Mountain, best song for me on the album. The one that I really appreciated the most. Just really awesome. But hold on, I took notes. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I think that's it. Now, Space Raga. Space Raga. This song really caught me off guard. Because when I first heard it, I heard it on vinyl. Then I get the digital version from Brian. Thank you very much. And I didn't even recognize it. It didn't occur to me that I was listening to the same song. They are completely different. Completely different. And in this case, I actually prefer the digital version of the song. But I understand why they changed the song. The digital version is this beautiful, quiet piece. It's guitar with minimal instrumentation, basically just guitar. It's very quiet. It's spacey. It's psychedelic. There's passages where it's just almost like a blankness, and then there's psychedelic space noises going on, and then the guitar kind of kicks back in, and it's just so quiet that you keep turning the volume up on it because you feel like you're not hearing everything, and your volume goes up as high as you can go, and it's like you still don't feel like you're hearing everything. It is just fucking wonderful. Love it. Now, with that being said, it was too quiet for vinyl. There was too much empty space and you know, experimentation on it that it wouldn't have worked on vinyl. Half the song you would have heard the needle on the vinyl rather than the actual music. Not saying it's so quiet that that's how it is. It's just the way that the song played out. So for the vinyl version, a lot of that noise and sort of minimal experimentation, I guess you say, with like a flute and organ, that was taken out of it, and it was just, I want to say it's just bass and guitar playing for the vinyl version. Much more heavy sounding, if you would, even though it's a quiet song, quite as, you know, the most chilled out song on the album. It's still a much more quiet version of the song, or a loud version rather, than the digital. Still very cool. Minimal but guitar and bass, has a bit of an Eastern edge to it, like the song would suggest with Space Raga. But for me, after hearing the digital version of the song, it sort of sounded like something was missing for me. But overall, fantastic way to end the album. I mean, utterly beautiful way to end the album. And I believe I'm just going to stop here by saying thank you to Brian, you know, for chatting with me and giving me such a killer album to listen to. I will put links down at the bottom for the Bandcamp page, and also where you can buy the vinyl. It's off of Cosmic Eye Records out of Greece. So it's a little pricey for you know, us Americans, but it shouldn't be too bad for people in Europe and other parts of the world. So thank you all for watching. I hope I can get some of you guys to support this band, and till next time.